Hello, everybody. Welcome to. Is this the first episode of season two,
It's
Maddie?
just
Is that what we.
it's just chapter or not chapter. Episode 9, I think. I think it's 9.
We're not doing seasons?
No. There's no point.
Okay, so I guess we're not doing seasons, so we're just perpetually on season one. But it is a new season of life, I do feel like, with,
That's true.
the new year and everything. But I guess with the new year comes new fans, new viewers. So maybe we should reintroduce ourselves. What do you think about that?
Okay. I'm Maddie.
And I'm Philip. And this is. Go ahead.
The I Hate Your Opinion podcast.
Why don't we start this podcast off by um, talking about our little disagreement that we just had? Is
It
that
wasn't a
something you'd be open to
disagreement.
discussing?
I'm fine with discussing it if you would like.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to
No.
share what happened?
You can share.
So, I, without waiting for Maddie's permission, I uploaded a picture of Maddie to ChatGPT and I asked it to create an AI boyfriend. But I forgot to make it a boyfriend because I copied the prompt from what I used, so I accidentally asked it to make an AI girlfriend. And then and then Maddie did get upset at me for uploading that picture of her without her permission. Did I do it justice, Maddie?
I mean, yeah, that's what happened.
All right. I think a lot of people actually tune in to watch us fight and argue.
I'm not
And
fighting with
this is
you. I forgive you. I said that already. It's just
okay.
like, yeah.
Just yeah.
I'm not upset. I'm just like not really in the mood to be what I'm normally like.
If you had to describe that emotion like in a word or like with one of the emotions, like the inside out emotions, what do you think it would be?
It's probably a mix. Can I say a mix?
Sure.
It's a mix of disappointment and distrust. I think something that, like, I think in the past I've gotten like angry, not angry, but I've gotten like heated at you. But I don't think I've ever genuinely been like upset. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you've made me kind of like annoyed, like really annoyed or like frustrated or something like this, something like that. But this time around, it's more just like I don't know. You can probably tell, but like I am like more upset than when I'm just like annoyed by you.
I see. Mm,
Like one of my like biggest pet peeves is when people, and this is just like an example, like when people take things and use things that are mine without my permission. It's not that I'm like a greedy like gatekeeper or anything. I'm just like you just don't have the courtesy to ask, you know? Like I think in general I'm a pretty generous person. It's just like all it takes is just for you to ask me. Like take the moment to ask me and like understand that, you know, like what I have is like it's not necessarily precious to me. Like I could give like a flying fart about like my snacks or like whatever. But it's more the fact that like you understand like that you have respect for me like as a person enough to like ask me. Like another one of my pet peeves is like when people don't say please or thank you. It's just kind of like you have to understand that things come at a cost to other people. And whether or not like I really genuinely care about whatever I'm letting you use or whatever, like I think as a fellow human being, and on top of that someone who maybe it's like my coworker or my friend, like you should be, giving me the same kind of like courtesy back. Like if you want me to like lend something to you, you should be, you know, lending me, and understand that like I don't owe you anything unless I do owe you something. So, yeah, like I'm just I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense or if there's any like correlation, but
Okay. Mm, I guess we can leave it at that. Mm, my next question, now that we kind of talked about like the emotions and stuff, like the inside out emotions, like what do you think are your most dominant emotions, both on the positive side and the negative side?
positive side, um maybe just like joy, or like I don't know what other positive emotions are there than joy.
Oh, is there only one?
Maybe like like gratitude. I mean, it doesn't have to be the inside out emotions, but maybe those two. And on the negative side, oh no, I think on the positive side, maybe love and gratitude. I think those are the two. And then, wait, did you ask me for two? Or did you just ask me for one? I think you
I
said two.
haven't. I didn't ask
I
for
think
any
you said what are
specific
the sign.
number.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess on the negative side, is depression one? No, loneliness is
Mm,
definitely one.
mm-hmm.
And loneliness and worthlessness, I think. Those are my two. What are yours?
Okay. Hmm. Okay, so I think that makes me feel better because it sounds like the negative ones on your end aren't the ones you feel towards me right now. So it sounds like you'll be able to get over it, you know?
Is that
So
what you asked me?
no, it's just an observation that I made. Because if you
No,
said
it's like
my most powerful negative emotions are disappointment and distrust,
distrust.
then I would be like, all right, call off the
No, okay.
podcast.
Look, like
Season one is over. It's all done.
Philip, like in general, people don't do me dirty very often. Like I just am not surrounded by those kinds of people in general. And so like when people do like things to me, like my emotions are very heightened in the moment. But like I just took 20 minutes to be silent and just like think about it and like recalibrate, and then I just forgave you. Like it's fine, right? Like obviously part of me on the inside is still like upset, not at the fact that you did that specifically, but it was just more like how could you be so irresponsible? I think that's why I'm like frustrated, because I don't like irresponsibility and I don't like when people are not courteous to other people. I think those two negative emotions are things that actually stick with me. Like it's like the bane of my existence, like feeling like useless or worthless and then feeling lonely. Like, and then the other thing is like I feel like I do people dirty all the time, right? Whether it's like my mom or my friends or whatever. And so if I want to be forgiven in like the same in one way, like I should be able to do that for other people, right? And so like I'm not in the greatest mood right now, but like I'll be fine tomorrow. It's just I forgive you. Maybe I just trust you less permanently until you build that back up, right? I think that's just how forgiveness works. It's not this like forgiving someone is not the same as trusting them that they won't do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? I saw this
Yeah.
one video, or maybe it was like a something I read. No, it was a video. Um, I swear he was saying something like, if you're like a mom or you're a parent and you let your um like a family member take care of your daughter or something, or your child, and they like do like essay your child, right? That's like an unspeakable, like, it feels like such an unforgivable. Oh, I remember, it was Cliff. Do you know who he is? Have you seen his
Yeah.
videos? Um, like, it's an like essentially like an unforgivable action, right? But like, you can forgive that person, but that doesn't mean you're gonna like leave your kid with them again. It doesn't mean that you necessarily trust them, right? Um, I know that's like kind of an extreme example, but that's like probably I a more humongous version of what right now is, you know? I'm gonna get over it like within an hour. Like, it's fine. But yeah. So you still did something wrong. And I think it's the most upset you've ever made me in our friendship together. But like, whatever. I forgive you. And it's always important to me to like remind myself that I love you very much in spite of all of your flaws. I feel like throughout the past, like, these past like, at least this past year, you've been going like, I've experienced frustration with a lot of your flaws, but never have you once like done something to me that's connected to one of those flaws. So this is definitely a first, but obviously I love you a lot and I forgive you.
Okay. I appreciate it, Maddie. But I do want to kind of step in for myself a little bit. Because I do recognize that it was not courteous of me. But I think you're going, I know it's because it literally happened like 30 minutes ago ish. But it's like, I think you're throwing comparisons that are like way like too much for me to like receive, like,
Like my
just
example.
and just be okay with it. Like, I think it's just like, it's it's upsetting to me that you would compare it to things like this. I know you're
No,
not
I'm
comparing it one to
I'm
one,
trying to describe the
but you're like,
concept of forgiveness versus
the
trust. So I gave you an
I
example.
know, I know, but it like it is upsetting for me to hear that being brought up in this context, I think.
Okay, fine. I'll give you another example. It's like,
Well, I don't need to hear another example. I get your point. I'm, I think what I'm trying to say is like, um, I'm just expressing that I'm also upset, getting upset by kind of, mm, I don't know. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, it's too
it's just
extreme.
a sensitive topic. Well, I'm not saying that's what you did. I'm just saying, okay, like, for example, if someone like took $5 out of my wallet, like, I can like forgive them. Like, they don't have to pay me back. I'm like, okay, just like, I forgive you. I'm not gonna leave my wallet around them. Like, I'm gonna remember to take my wallet away. Okay, it's like that. Okay, that's what I'm trying to describe to you. I'm not trying to. Sorry if the topic is too sensitive, and maybe it was too sensitive for YouTube, and they'll demonetize us. But like, that's what I'm trying to describe. I'm sorry if it was sensitive to you. I'm not trying to say that's what you did. I'm just trying to describe that concept, and that's the example he gave in the video.
It's like, okay, yeah, like, sure, like, every hurt I could give someone can be considered in the category of hurting someone. Like, okay, I agree. But then
Wait, I'm confused
like
on what you're
there's
like.
like,
I'm confused on what about of what I said was like is upsetting you.
okay, so let me explain,
Okay.
right? It's 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 let's say this is a box. I don't know why there's a box at all. Here's my water. Okay. Let's say the hurt I gave you was like this much, like the actual water level, okay? And then I feel like the way you're describing like how you feel about what this water level, you like gave me something
That's
that's
but it's not
like
how
filled to the brim. I know it's not how you feel, but
I think you're just taking it
like
out of context. I'm trying to give you the context and you're not entirely like understanding why I'm giving that example. Because it's not related to how intensely I feel something. I'm just describing a concept. I'm describing why like maybe I trust you like a teeny bit less, you know?
yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I just
I
think
think you just
that
don't want to be seen like in like a distant light as what my example was giving. Like even if you're like light years away, you don't want to be in that same universe.
um mm, if that maybe that is what's happening. Like um I think I think the impact that that has on me, I feel like is like too big.
Well, the
Like I
point
think
of
there's
me
like an
giving an
appropriate
example,
punishment. Yeah.
me giving, well, first, it was just the example from the video, but I feel like to make someone really understand the impact of like forgiveness and trust is to give like a very like large scale example, right? Like if I had just giving you the wallet example, you'd be like, "Oh, haha, okay." Right? Like it's
Okay,
supposed
I
to have
guess
an impact on you.
I think there is an interesting point that can come from this. And I think it's because it's a cliff video. So for our videos who do not, or for our viewers who don't know, like this is like a Christian guy, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so like he's talking about like forgiveness in this context of like what Jesus did for us, right? Like,
No, he was
and it's
talking about
like,
in the context of like what we should do for other people. Obviously, it's always in the context of what Jesus did for us, but it's like an example of how we should forgive others. But that doesn't like necessarily. I swear, like, because he was like on a campus, like someone was asking, like, oh, are we just supposed to like, you know, be friends with like racist people and like blah 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 blah. So obviously the full context is not there, and I feel like you're taking what I'm saying and you're formulating it, and it's
okay,
looking like a different
but
picture in your mind than what
no, no,
it.
no. But like what I'm trying to say is like, okay, so there's this like video, this social media video that Cliff posted, and then like the example that he's gonna use is gonna be like very like contrary or very dramatic by nature of, okay, it's like a dramatic speech or sermon
Phil,
or
I'm
whatever.
like I'm in
It's
no
trying to
way
go,
relating this to you. Like I know I'm so confused how this has gotten like why this is so big to you.
I'm just trying to explain why why like okay, like maybe selfishly, but like I don't feel good now either. Like beyond just me feeling bad that I was being inconsiderate to you and did something that was damaging to the trust. Like I feel worse now because of
Okay,
like
Philip, look,
yeah.
you did something wrong
Mm-hmm.
and it's not my job to make you feel better, especially if it's something that you did to me. Do you understand? Like
Mm,
in this situation, like I'm just talking about something like I'm just giving an example and like I don't know, I feel like I mean, like, I'm sorry if it was sensitive in the way that if, in the way that I'm thinking it is. But if it's just purely because hearing it makes you feel bad, like, I don't know what to say to that.
mm,
Like, it kind of sounds like, and I'm probably like not, I'm hearing like your words and your tone, and I'm probably like interpreting it wrong. But to me, it sounds like I'm like, from the beginning, I was like, like Philip, you did something wrong to me. Like, this feels like when, like, to my parents, when I say, like, oh, mom, like, you did this to me, or like, this one made me feel bad. And it was like, something like, she shouldn't have done. And then like because she feels like because she feels like, oh, like now I feel guilty for doing this. Now I need to find something wrong that she's like that Maddie's doing. Like, oh, well, but remember that one time, like now you're making me feel worse about, like why did you have to tell me that? Like now you're making me feel worse about being like, oh, so I'm a bad mom. So I'm a bad mom, and they do stuff like that. That's what this is like making me feel like. And like I don't know. Is
So I
that
think
what it is?
that's a way more appropriate comparison for what's going on in this dynamic compared to like how you were bringing up whatever Cliff was saying
Wait, Philip,
in com-
you're not like you're not understanding why I brought that up.
I understand. All right,
It's
so
the
there was a
concept, like
breach. I
whether or not
understand.
you did
Maddie, shh.
anything,
Maddie,
like
Maddie, let me
no,
speak.
stop
Let me finish
shushing
it.
me. I hate when you shush me. Whether or not like I even this whole thing before like we started recording happened, right? Like and I brought this up, you wouldn't have been offended because you didn't do anything. It's like literally just an example of forgiveness and trust, right? But just because it's in the context of something that you did, you're like feeling all like hurt. Is it not?
Um, I'm feeling extra hurt. I feel more than necessary. And I know it is my fault in the first place. So maybe that's not correct. But I don't know, like if I were to compare, it's like it's like I can't really think of a good example. But let's say I didn't do my homework in elementary school and then I lied to my mom, right? Like, oh no, like I turned it in. I don't know what the teacher is saying.
I'm
Like I
not.
turned it in. I turned it in. And then my mom like catches me, right? And then she tells me like
She's like,
it feels like you're stabbing me when you
Philip, I'm not
when you
saying
lie.
that's what it's. I'm not saying that it feels like you're my brother and you did something to my daughter. Like that's I'm not
No,
that's
but the
it's not how I
but
feel. It's what the concept is. Like how do you not understand
no,
this? Why
that
can't
is
you
the
separate it?
concept.
Why can't you separate it?
That is the concept. So my mom feels hurt that I lied to her, and then the hurt to her, it's like
No, this
me
is
lying to her. It feels the same as getting stabbed by me. Like the
no,
emotional pain feels the same as the physical pain.
if your mom tells you like I feel like you're stabbing me, that's emotional manipulation. Like that's like making something like turning an um making a mountain out of a molehill, as they say. I'm not saying what you did to me was of that extent. I'm like viewers, like am I crazy? Like come on
Like
now.
okay, like you're describing this concept, right? This trust forgiveness
I know because
concept
I'm
from
trying to get you
a
to
TikTok
understand.
from like a social media post by like the Christian guy Cliff, whatever his name is, and like the example that you bring up, that you're repeating what he's saying. I understand, but it kind of makes me feel bad to hear that because like that example of trust breaching that you give is like so like horrendous and like okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
the concept that I breached trust, agreed. Like it needs to be repaired, agreed. But there needs to be boundaries, agreed. But then like
So would
I
you
don't
just
feel good that you like had to bring up this example and like
oh
make me
my
feel extra
gosh.
bad.
I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm
I know you're
genuinely
not
not trying to
trying to
make
make you feel
like
bad.
why
I'm
can't
just
like I
telling
don't
you how
understand
I
why you can't
feel.
separate it.
I'm telling you how I feel when I heard it. I know you're not trying to make me feel bad. I also didn't try to make you feel bad when I did something wrong. I breached your trust, right?
Do you think
I
I did something wrong by bringing that up?
I do. I do.
That makes no like to me it just feels like that makes no sense. Like I feel like we can both be adults and like I think you're just not understanding why I brought it up. Like it was genuinely just the concept.
Am I not
And I'm
displaying
trying to
that?
like
I'm
yeah, but I
saying
don't
that. I'm
understand
saying
why
you're
like how can you be hurt by something like that? It's so confusing to me. Like you have to like step into those like it's like so like when I started speaking about it, it started to like coming to life, and it was so visceral that like you feel like I'm like making you into that person in that example, which I'm clearly not. So I feel like this sounds so bad, but like I don't even feel sorry that like that you're like getting that you think it's my fault, like because I genuinely don't think it's my fault. This sounds so bad, but I
Mm,
feel like it's a you problem.
I think I think
Guys, please. I just I feel like you're gaslighting me, and I feel like you feel like I'm gaslighting you.
I think this is something that,
It's something I
okay,
don't
like
understand about you. Like, how can you not separate it? That's what I'm so confused
I
about.
would be very curious, like honestly, like you don't have to worry. Are you okay with okay, let me just say what I'm gonna say. Like everyone who watches this, like I don't care. If I'm wrong about this, then I'm fine. Like please let me know, all right? And I'll accept that it's a me problem. But I would kind of feel like it's like a 50-50 split. Like I think people would be on both sides. That's how I
No,
feel.
I definitely. I'm like Philip. You're a mystery to me, but you're not like super unique, right? I'm sure if like there's like at least 1,000 other people who have this exact situation happen with their personalities and their experiences, they would react the same way that you did. I'm like not denying that, but I feel like majority, it's like kind of like you. In 2026, I said I would stop psychoanalyzing you, okay? But like, it just kind of feels like you're projecting. Like, can you separate like what you did to me with like the example? Like if you did some, like say we had never had this conversation, but you did do something bad to me, and like you read a story about a character in the book, would you be like, how could the author write this about like write this about
Well,
this
obviously,
character,
I'm
you know?
talking about how I feel. I'm not talking about whether I'm like mentally capable of separating the two events. Like, obviously, I can. I'm talking
No,
about how
clearly you're
I
not
feel.
though.
What do you think thoughts and emotions are like that cleanly connected?
No, I
Like,
feel like the like because you like are projecting, or like you're feeling a projection onto you, that's why you're feeling upset. When I think a different person, maybe me, like if I was in the situation where you're trying to describe what it feels like I can understand why you might feel hurt, but I feel like I made it very clear from the beginning that it was just a concept that I was trying to describe. You know, it's very different from your mom being like, if your mom caught you like not doing your homework, and she was like, how could you do this to me, it feels like you're stabbing me in the back. Like that's just emotional manipulation. I'm not trying to say that like I feel like there's a very clear distinction between those two things. Those are two very different things.
I feel like
Comment
I
down
feel like
below if you disagree.
I feel like the situation, the hypothetical situation I described with my mom, and then what you and this situation with you, I feel like they're like cousins, like first removed cousins or whatever.
No, I feel like
I don't know how
they
that
go to the
remove
same
thing works,
school.
but
Like that's it. They both live in the same city. Like
yeah.
that's it.
But okay, sorry. Let me um, give me 1 second. Um, yeah. So I think I think part of the reason I needed to kind of have this conversation, I know it could sound like gaslighting, but it's because like we are recording live, right? A podcast live. And if I'm feeling like feelings of hurt surface, and I can't have a normal conversation
No,
while
that's
hiding
fine.
it, right?
I
So
understand that. And
like
if
I can't
anything,
just
it's
let
more
it
entertaining.
pass.
Okay? So I
And
get
I
it.
think like for me, like I'm concerned that like either of us is gonna come off crazy when people watch this. But like for me,
I know
I
who's
don't
gonna
think I'm
come off
crazy.
crazy. No, but I feel like you're crazy. I'm not
I
crazy.
don't feel like I'm crazy. If
No, I
anyone,
feel like you're the crazy one. I'm not the crazy one.
like I'm worried for you. Like
No,
I think
I'm
like
worried for you. People are gonna be like, what the hell is he talking about?
so okay, so
Genuinely.
this is why when people like hear about like, oh, you make a podcast with a girl, like are you guys gonna get married? Like, okay, this is never gonna happen, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, just watch this episode. Like, when I say we're just like fundamentally different,
No,
it's
it's not even
this.
that we're
It's
different.
this right here.
Listen, it's I feel like it's not even that we're different. I feel like we're more similar than different. And I think that's what makes it so like terrible. Like I think the way we approach things and maybe parts of our personalities are the same, but our like fundamental like morals and beliefs are so different that I think I like not even if you were like the last person on earth. Like I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Last person on Earth.
Okay, if it was okay, if it was like one of those like you know those like apocalypse video like shows where it's like, do you know what I'm saying? Dude, if we were
Yeah.
genuine the last person on earth, it would just be I would just take like a lethal dose of poison and just go meet the Lord. Like and I would be like, okay, Phillip, on the count of three, okay, 1, 2, 3. Like
Wait, Maddie, I think we would do good trying to survive the apocalypse together.
no,
Don't
I
you
might
think?
kill
Like,
you. I might kill you, dude.
I feel like I feel like that's where like a teamwork partnership could work out. Like, okay, like we're literally gonna die if we don't like put our
Okay, okay.
brains together and figure something out. I
This is a
think
good
I
thought
think
experiment,
that's
okay?
like I'm still not gonna marry you, but like I think we would enter a partnership where we're like trying to survive and like benefit each other, you
I
know?
think if we
Like
were
and it would be
both
good.
I think if we were both in survival mode, we would not be
Yeah.
fine like arguing about the things that we normally argue about. Like we would be like,
Yeah.
"Where's my next meal coming from?" Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I can't believe you think I'm crazy.
No, like legitimately, I feel so normal. Like,
No, I feel like
um,
it's okay. Crazy is a bad word. Okay, I think it's so like as adults, and I'm okay. I think we've lightened the mood enough that we can just talk about this objectively, okay? Like I'm sorry I
okay.
made you feel that way, even though like I don't completely understand. Like, um, I think I've
I think
described
that's the thing. Yeah, we don't really understand each other,
and
and
we're
we're
worrying about
okay with
each other
that.
that they're gonna look crazy. Okay, I've told you previously about one time that like I disagreed with some like I had a friend who like there was some kind of problem, but I like didn't even fully understand what the problem was, right? But I was still apologetic that I did whatever they think I did, right? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes. Uh-huh.
And so it feels like that kind of situation. Not like I feel like I'm closer to understanding now than in that time, but like that's what I'm thinking about. Like, how can someone like think something like that? For me, okay. Do you like why do you think I'm crazy? I want to know. Like,
Cause
why do you think it's crazy that I don't feel bad about bringing that up in this context? Because from the way I see it and remember what I said, I thought it was very clear that I'm like trying to pivot it into talking about like the difference between forgiving someone and trusting someone because it was like a little bit like it was part of what we were like our conflict.
I think like I think like no matter what, it's not sensitive to just bring such like a charged example up while, you know, like we're still in kind of like reconciliation mode,
No,
and
I
then like
but
to
like
bring that
maybe
up feels like so
okay, maybe
like
the
okay, no.
difference is like when I started talking about that, I had already fully forgiven you. Like I already fully like let go of that like upset
No, I don't agree. I
that
don't
I
agree
had.
that you can say that you fully forgive me because I'm still feel upset about this. Like I okay, which is so fair. Like of course you can still
Is
feel
that what? Wait,
upset.
are
You're
you
like
saying that's what I
I
said?
still feel yeah, because you still felt like okay, I trust you like 5% less. Okay, I still feel upset about this. Like how can you say that's fully forgiven?
I think I
like to
can
me that's
hold. I think
still
I can hold upsetness about the like the idea that someone would do that to me. But for you as a person, like I forgive you. Like the idea for like if I didn't forgive you, I would. do something equally like bad to you, I'd be like, okay, Philip, I'm gonna make you do this, and then we're even. Like forgiveness is just being like you're in like my like a friendship like debt, you know, but instead of like holding it against you like the rest of your life, like I'm fine with it. Like that's what my and that's why I was trying to bring up like that concept of forgiveness.
Okay, but I think, okay, I'm gonna take it a step further. I think you misunderstood the video. And I say that without even having watched it. Okay? Like like this is gonna be a crazy thing for me to assume. But like like why did somebody even ask this question, or why did Cliff bring up, oh yeah, I let my family member take care of my baby and she dropped it, or she SA'd the baby. How can I forgive her? Like what is the concept in that video that's being talked
It's
about?
like
It's like
something that's
when you
so like
some unspeakably wrong happens to you, how
yeah,
can you
yeah,
forgive
yeah,
them?
yeah.
So how does that concept apply to our situation?
Because I was saying, Philip, like I forgive you, but the reason why it's so impactful for me is because now like I distrust you like a little bit more. And then and then I wanted to say like, you know what? Just because like I forgive you, that doesn't equal like all of a sudden I'm really happy, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Like just because I say just because I forgive you doesn't mean like all of a sudden like I'll let you keep doing me dirty like every single time. Right now, like I'm just a little bit more suspicious of like your responsibleness, your responsibility, or like
Yeah.
moving forward. Like think about it like this: like moving forward, I'm like if you bring up something that like I don't really want to have a part in, I'll remember like this moment and be like, hey Philip, like I just want to let you know like I don't really want a part in this. Whereas before I would have been like, oh, Philip would have like the courtesy to ask me if I wanted to be a part of it, right? But now I'm like, oh, he kind of has a tendency to forget to do something like that, so I'm just gonna make sure I'm like he knows, right? So I forgave you, but I'm gonna like what you did will like affect how
But
like I
that's not the
proceed with
point
you
of the
moving forward.
video. That's not the point of the Cliff's concept, I believe, without having watched it.
Okay, what do you think the point is then?
The point is, how can I forgive someone when they've done something unspeakably bad to me? That's what I think he's
No,
talking about. Because why else would he
no,
bring up such an
it's
example?
it's he was specifically talking about forgiveness and trust, and that's the exact concept. Dude, I'm genuinely worried. Like, I'm so curious
Okay,
what people are gonna
no,
think.
viewers, like I think the
Maybe I'll just
degree
show you
of,
the video later so that you can understand. Because I don't think you're understanding, and
but
I'm worried.
I think you need to understand.
No, I
So
think Philip, I'm like genuinely worried. Like I feel like I feel like both of
I'm
us are
just
feeling
saying,
like you are so incredibly wrong, but you can't see it. That's how I feel like to you, and I know
yes,
that's how you think how
yes,
you're feeling to me.
exactly,
And maybe I'll look it up
exactly.
so you can.
Like don't look it up right now. It's like
Oh,
irrelevant.
are you
But
afraid
I'm
of being
just,
wrong? I'm
no,
just
you can,
kidding.
like, whether I'm right or wrong about this point, like,
Like you're entitled to what you feel. Okay. Like if you feel like
yeah,
attacked by my example, then like I'll just like moving forward. I just like won't do something
it's
like
like,
that if this situation ever arises again, right? But I think you're wrong about what the point of the video is, and that's what I think there's a concrete, objective answer to that at least.
no, I disagree. Like
Everything disagree.
if the example that he's using is to such a degree, then that's the type of like thing he's talking about. Like we can't compare, like, okay, let's stick to the stabbing thing, right? If I nick myself with a knife or if I get stabbed in the stomach, will the doctor treat it the same way? No, like, okay, they're both
But
the
but
same
in
type
the
of weapon and the
but
same
in
type of wound, but the treatment's not the same. And I think you're like using it like
okay. I think
you
I'm
need to use a
understanding what you're
band-aid
not.
for the nick. You need to use a band-aid for the nick. For this, you need surgery.
Okay. Okay, I think I think the gap is closing in, okay? In the sense of like Christianity and like sin, right? Sin to each other, sin against God. Like our sins are all equal in the sense that like every stain, whether it's a small stain or a large stain, is still a stain.
Exactly. I agree. That's why I brought up that
So
he's Christian.
so
Yeah.
like like God's band-aid to us is like a holy band-aid. It's a band-aid. It's the same band-aid that covers a nick and the same band-aid that covers like a puncture wound, okay? That's why I was taking a small example of us, right? And then being like, this is why my forgiveness might not sound like what people imagine forgiveness to be. And then so I'm going to give an example of like how that concept is in an impactful way that people can understand better. But for
Yes.
you, right?
No,
But for you, I'm like,
I understood that though. I knew that it's cause he's Christian that it's from that sin is a sin concept. I knew that's kind of where it's coming from. But I think it's harmful. Like I think on a human to human level, like that shouldn't be the way that you're conveying things, right?
so like how should I have conveyed it? Because I wanted to make like a statement, okay? So I brought up an example that I thought was relevant. But I think what makes me feel like you're quote unquote crazy is that like the fact that you can't like the example I gave and what happened between us, it, like you can't like it's not separated enough that you don't feel this emotion, right? It's like if two I don't even know how it works, but like for like I don't even know what I'm gonna say. It's like for two magnets to like make like a connection, right? Like that connection makes your hurt feelings come out, right? But like it should have been so far away like this, like it should have never even like made that had that effect. So that's why I think like you're so strange for this.
It's like the opposite. Like if you use something so
Okay,
so disparate from what
flip it.
actually
Let's
happened,
flip it around.
then
Okay, like
it's going to okay, okay.
like if say I did something to you, like you can name anything. Like I'm sure I've done you dirty before. You can name something, anything. Okay, and then you can give
Wait,
me an example that would like hurt me in the same way that it hurt you. And I'll tell you for real, like if genuinely I'm like, oh wait, like yeah, I would feel bad, then I'll let you know.
wait, but Maddie, I already know that like of our biggest conflicts we've ever had, like we would not take it the same way. Like it hurts me uniquely because we're different as
Oh,
people,
because you're
right?
special and you're just kidding.
No, not because I'm special. It's because like
No, I know, it's because we're just
it's
so
this
different.
type of situation that I feel like causes the biggest gaps and like misunderstandings or like
Yeah, like I just this is exactly what I mean by like you are such an enigma. Like I think in some senses when people are different from me, I can like rationalize why they would think that way or like, you know? But sometimes for you it's kind of like there's like an obvious answer and you always do the opposite. So I'm like, dude, what kind of who is this guy? Like I understand that you're different, but like I feel like to me, this is how I feel like a
yeah.
normal person
It
wouldn't feel like that. A normal
I think
adult.
if this was just like a normal conversation, I could be like, okay, I understand. Yeah, I would still tell you, I think, but I would still tell you, oh, I think that bringing that comparison up was like inappropriate. But I would understand that, oh yeah,
I
you
don't understand.
obviously just meant it as an example
Dang.
to demonstrate a concept. And I could get over it, but I think right now, like because we're having this conversation on this platform, like I'm trying to convey that like this type of communication is like hurtful to some types of people, such as me, right? And
Okay, okay.
especially if it's like a Christian thing, like
I
okay,
think
this is
is do
how
you
I'm
think
going to
that's why
display.
it's like making you feel a little bit more like sensitive because it's a Christian thing?
No,
Like
I think
Albert
like okay, let's
Einstein
say
never
you
said
have
that.
No, 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 no. I think if you're trying to like tell like, or like let's say you want to try to like convert one of your friends,
I'm not
and if
trying
you
to
try to
convert.
explain it, but no, no, no. I'm saying if you try to explain a concept like this, it's gonna fly over their head. Like that's how I feel.
Well, okay, in the situation of the example I gave you, he's always like speaking at a college campus with very like emotionally charged like students, like either
Yeah.
very like
So
passionate or zealous, right? And so and
exactly,
so
I agree.
but going into speaking about the example, I perceived you to be like adult and mature enough to like and wise enough to see through the like the example and like see the point that I'm trying to make.
Okay,
Like I
you
didn't have to worry
I
about thinking that you'd be sensitive to that. Like that was my perception of you and maybe that was just wrong, you know?
that's my point of why I brought up. Okay, so this is like on TikTok. It's meant to go viral. It's in a certain setting. Like it's emotionally charged, and you choose to bring that example into the
But right
conversation.
now
Like I
we're
was
it's
trying to explain that to you.
we're just like dude, we're on a freaking FaceTime call recording our little podcast for a channel that has 30 viewers, 30 subscribers, by the way. One more than before when it was 29. But like this is
I'm
like
not trying
it's
to
just very
win this for the
casual.
viewers. I'm
No,
not
no,
trying to
no.
win this for the
Dude,
viewers. I'm
trust
trying
me.
to
There's
actually
no winning between us.
demonstrate. I'm trying to explain this to you like sincerely. Like
Dude,
I'm
I'm
taking this
trying to explain
opportunity
it to
to
you.
explain it.
Like, it's like, I'm like, my mind feels like so, like, I have to twist my mind to the, like, I genuinely, like, I don't understand how you could, like, think this way. So sorry. Like, it's, okay, I will admit, it's a very, like, the reason why I said sorry, like, the first time you said you didn't like it was because I thought, like, it's just, like, a really kind of, like, it's, like, a really just sad and, like, seriously horrendous topic that like you just don't want to talk about anything related to that period. But from what I'm understanding and from what I'm hearing is that you're feeling like I feel the same way that the pair like the victim in that situation, like the same intensity of emotions as what
Yeah,
happened
no.
an hour ago.
I'll try to be as clear as I can. I'm not upset by just the topic itself. Like I wouldn't care,
Yeah,
right? We could,
that's what I'm
yeah.
realizing. That's what do you mean you don't care?
Like, okay, like
I'm
we
just
could
kidding.
talk about it sensitively, but
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't feel like, oh my God, we just can't talk about this. Trigger warning, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, I also, it's purely about I feel bad. Like I feel bad. I feel
But
so much worse than how much I feel like is appropriate that when that example is brought up. Not that I believe that you feel the same degree of betrayal or distrust, right?
yeah, no,
But
I'm understanding that now. But it's kind of like whether or not, whether you did something like of that example's intensity or of our intensity, like either way, it was something against me, right? And so I might not be feeling that intense as the example, but it was still something like done against me, like as your friend, right?
yeah.
Like remember the example I was saying like for me when someone just takes my snacks, right? It's like okay, it's whatever, but it's more about like the the concept, you know?
So that's better because like okay, the severity of snack stealing is a little maybe I don't know how much is it a little bit worse or maybe it's a little bit more easier to deal with, but it's like okay, so this is what I
But
did
who
is here.
cares? Like you
And
should
then
be able to separate the concepts and seeing that they're the same things.
your snack stealing is like it's either here or here. So like okay, I understand and you're choosing something appropriate. But then like when you go here,
But
like
I thought
there's
you'd
all
be
this
like
room for
mature
me to
enough
feel
to understand what I'm saying and not take it so personally. Like
okay.
it wasn't supposed to be personal, you know? I'm not trying to say you're immature, but I'm like for lack of a better term like seeing through, you know, my words.
I think it's immature of you to not consider that. Like that's how I feel.
Really?
Yes.
Like I thought like in the at least like or even in any scenario where we're having like a conversation with each other, like I can bring I think Phil, I just think it's because you're attached to this conversation because you were already feeling bad and you don't like the fact that I'm making you feel worse by bringing up something that like you're projecting yourself on.
Okay, even if that was true, like, do you do you feel like that's not something you should consider?
No, because I had the perception that like I can just talk about a concept with an example and that we'd both be able to separate that.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I
I mean,
get
I
it.
think
Okay,
yeah.
like I think but am I understanding what like can I think of an example where like can I think of something similar where I understand the concept of what you're saying? I don't know. I'm like trying to think of an analogy where I would be in your position in like what you believe. Like if I in that situation with that friend, right? Like say that friend said that, you know, I what's something bad that I do, Philip? Hurry.
Mm, I don't want to say.
Go quick, go quick. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
Not
you
not not anything related to what's happening right now, like gaslighting.
what's something bad about you?
I mean, maybe like me being overbearing. Okay, like for example, my sister like she'll get upset at me if I'm like I just keep telling her what to do. Right, like her like she feels like you know you should just let me. Okay, here's one thing that I do to my sister that she really hates. When we were little, she like opened the door and she scratched the car next to us, and I was so like, like oh my gosh, like how could you do that? So ever since she was like literally 6 years old, every time she opens a car door, I say be careful. She gets really annoyed. Okay, what's an example of like the degree that I gave of the example that I gave that like made you feel so bad? Like the
Okay,
overbearing
so
naggingness,
yeah,
right?
so like let's say when you backseat drive me, right?
Oh, yes, that's
It
perfect.
that's like a lower degree of your sister like scratching the car, and then I think
And then like what's the
what's something
concept you would explain to me, you know? Like the explanation would be, you know, I I know that you're doing it because you love me and you care about me, but you just need to trust that I can take care of myself and
no,
like
it would be
own my
like
consequences.
if I came up with some like crazy example that is like not relevant to our actual relationship in real life, but I was like, this is like this is why you need to stop backseat driving me. If I kind
No,
of said
and
that,
I but the thing is like I really appreciate analogies and examples. So like it would have no I feel like it would have no effect on me. Let me try to think of like a very intense degree of like backseat driving. Is there like something like that? Also, we
mm,
talked for so long, dude. It's almost an hour. Like, isn't it? It went by
that's good.
so fast. I'm dying.
Uh, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
I think like this is the core difference is like I appreciate an example that helps open my eyes, right? So like to me, okay, this whole backseat driving example, right? Like to me, I'm like, and maybe this is how you feel. To me, it's like it's so small. Like I don't understand. Like there's no harm in me doing this. Like I think we're like on complete opposite sides, right? For when you did that to me, like when you did something bad, wrong against me, you feel bad. Like it was something bad, right? I just forgive you because I can just forgive it. But for me, it's like when I'm backseat driving you, I'm like, my rationale for backseat driving is like, but what if something happens? Like, what if there is something that you don't understand? Like, so there's no harm in me backseat driving. It's just me saying some words. Like, we're not. I'm never gonna say anything that like makes us get into a car accident, right? Like, and I'll try to be mindful. So like, I'm not even sorry that I'm backseat driving. But then if you gave me an example that was like of like like that so intense degree that explained the concept to me why backseat driving isn't okay, then I'd be like, oh, then it would have like that impact on me, like, oh, I get it. It's not that backseat driving is just like kind of harmless. It's more of the fact that I don't trust you, and you're getting annoyed by the fact that I don't trust you. I'm like, oh, now I understand. Like in that situation, that's what I expected you you to be like earlier. But like in if you were me in the backseat driving situation, you would be like, how dare you? Like what I'm doing isn't even bad. How dare you say it's of that intensity?
Yeah, I
So that's why
agree.
it's like, right? So we're like on completely like opposite sides of like the universe, you know? Like to like I'm feel like I'm coming to the conclusion that both like not coming to the conclusion. I think both of us are valid. Like what you feel is valid, what I feel is valid. I think like what I think is very real and what you think is very real, and they both exist in the same universe. But to me, I feel like I'm in the majority.
No, no.
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes. I
I
feel
think
like I'm
it's
in the
like
majority.
I think it's like between maybe not a 50-50 split, but like between 40 to 60. I think
Like I'm 60,
like
you're 40.
people that could be right or it could be flipped,
I feel like
I think.
75 25. How about 75
No.
25?
No,
80
like
20, 80 20.
I disagree. Like do you know how many like emotionally sensitive people are in this world?
Oh,
I
that's
think
true. Maybe it's more 30 70.
I disagree. I
Okay,
disagree.
do you think like, okay, then you're bringing up a good point because do you think, I'm not saying that you're not emotionally mature, but do you think you have to have like a higher sense of like EQ to understand like where I'm coming from? Or do you think it just
Like
depends on
okay,
your experiences and like your
like
personality?
just to be blunt, like I feel like
Your position
the
needs
way
more EQ?
yes, like
No,
the way that
no.
you can't under like the way that you like don't see my position, like you said it's valid, which is good. I think we both raised our EQ today, but
Okay.
I think like that it took so long for you to like kind of like see my position as valid
No,
is like
I think,
less EQ.
but it's gonna sound so bad, like what I think of you.
No, like I know you think it's just like immature and like get over it, right?
Yeah.
But I think that is low
Oh,
EQ. Like no, like stop being immature, get over it. Like that's
no,
low
but that I
EQ.
feel like that's just like I don't okay, going back to kind of like the first thing, like I don't think I owe you anything for saying something like that. Like I think what I did to you compared to what you did to me, like yours was like directly at me. And mine was like I'm just like talking about something and you just got happened to get hurt by what I said.
I think being aware of like how you can indirectly like
Okay,
affect
what
someone is also high
can I get a
EQ.
little petty right now? How can you talk about being aware of what you're doing to somebody when what you just did to me was not very aware at all?
Um,
Bro, come on.
it was it was like it was like for that I realized immediately or not immediately, but like as soon as you told me that, oh, I don't like that, like I realized like, oh shoot, yeah, like oh yeah, I should have been more sensitive about that. Like because it was like submitting that photo into the chat GPT was like a split second decision, right? Like I just like didn't think about it. Like I just assumed it would be okay. So yeah, it was low EQ for me to like not
It's not
rethink
even
my
EQ, it's just
urge.
like decision making. Like think a little before you do stuff. But in this
Yeah.
situation, it's kind of just
But like we
like
had an hour long conversation and then,
no, look,
like there's like some kind of gap here. Like do you kind
look,
of get what I'm
I
saying?
understand that you feel hurt. And
It's not
like
about me feeling
maybe
hurt right now. Like, oh my gosh.
no, but I feel like it is. Like it's only because like I know your point is that it was inappropriate of me to bring up. But
Yeah.
I'm like kind of taken aback by how you can take it that way. That's why like that's where our gap is. Like I think you're so taken aback by the fact that I wouldn't think before I said that. And I'm so taken aback that you wouldn't just like that you don't have the ability to separate the conflict and the example.
Yeah. I
No?
think if
Guys,
I
comment
I
down
I
below.
can I think what could have happened is I could have like, oh yeah, like yes, I understood in the moment that this is her demonstrating a concept. But then how I felt in that moment was like, okay,
It
do I
was
need to
very
just like take
real.
that?
Yeah.
Like, do I just need to take that and like, because sure, I can mentally
Okay.
understand it was a
I think
concept. I can just take that. I can sit here and take it, or I can express that it makes me feel bad. That's how I
no. Yeah,
felt.
yeah,
Like I
yeah.
had a choice,
Okay.
and I chose this one.
I That's true. Okay. I would rather you tell me that you were hurt, right? But I think you framed it in a way like I think the timeliness was kind of bad. Like after I was like, "Oh yeah, like Philip, you did something wrong to me." And then you're like, "Oh yeah, well actually you're making me feel worse." Like that's what it made me feel. I'm like, "Whoa, like you have to it sounded like you're trying to like one up me." That's why I was like, "What?" Like but then later you explained that it was because it was you felt like it was inappropriate, which obviously I still don't understand how you can't separate. There's just that permanent gap, okay? But I think if you had said, right, like no understanding that maybe like understanding that I was just trying to explain a concept and you understanding that we have a difference of like perception of the situation. If you had said like if you had paused and been like, "Oh, yeah, like I get you're like trying to explain like the concept of forgiveness and trust, but like telling me an example of that kind of like intensity, it like low key makes me feel a little bad." But I get what you're trying to say. Like if you said that, I would have been like, "Oh, like I'm sorry." But then you were like, "Well, now you're making me feel worse." That's what you said, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, is this like the struggle Olympics or what?" Like that's what it started to feel like. That's why I was like, "Oh, so that's what we're doing now." That's what I started thinking. If you were like, hey, like I didn't really like that you did that. Like it kind of made me feel bad about what I did to you. Like obviously I feel bad, but now I feel like a little worse. But I do understand what you're trying to say. So
Yeah,
maybe I think that's a very like that response would have been a very highly charged EQ like answer.
I agree. I agree. I think that could have been better. I
I think
think,
the viewers will be able to see the string of like misunderstandings. They're gonna like scream at the screen, "He's not saying that, she's not
yeah.
saying that."
So, like, I still stand by. I don't think I look crazy in this video, but I could watch it and think, okay, I look crazy, but I'll still post it
No,
anyway.
no, no. It's fine. Like I'm like so at peace with the fact that like that
But
we don't understand. And like I'll bet you that like in our comments, if anyone does end up commenting, by the way, there will be half people who agree and half people who disagree, like with both of us. Like sometimes when I talk to our friends,
yeah,
they'll be like, "Oh no, but I actually get what Philip is saying," and I'd be like, "What? How?" But then I'll talk to another friend, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, like I could tell that that's what Philip was doing. Like that's what you're trying to say." I feel like yes, exactly, exactly. So I feel like
yeah,
we just represent two distinct groups of people who, and maybe that's good so we can reach a wide audience. You
yeah,
know?
yeah. I think I just wanted to say like give us both some grace,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
we're both in our feelings, I think, right?
Okay. You're only in your feelings because you decided to feel hurt about some example that I said. That's what annoys me.
Okay, enough. Okay, why don't we just call it
Yeah,
a
we're like
podcast?
8 minutes over, but I
All
do
right,
want to say I feel better after fighting with you. And
good, good.
I,
I think yeah, I did want
I,
to like talk
yeah.
about it a little bit. Okay.
Oh, wow, what a great discussion. It's very, I think it'll prove to be very entertaining for our audience. So that's some good that came out of it, but I want to reiterate, like, I think in like the first half, I sounded like really angry or like upset. Like I could tell when I'm like very quiet and like not laughing or smiling, it seems like I'm very angry, right? But I was in a bad mood. I feel okay now. And maybe Philip is in a worse mood than when he started because I'm not understanding him. But we are good friends and we care about each other a lot. And our differences don't determine how good of friends we are. Do you want to speak on it? I feel like we need to end on a good note
Yeah,
that
no, I got
we're.
like, no, I think I feel better too. I feel better. Like the graph, if the graph is how I feel, it was crazy, but I feel better at the end of it. So, yeah.
I think what we both feel like is like oil. So that's our commonality. Okay.
No cucumber. Okay. Well, that was episode 9 of.
I think it's a
How do we
good
end
start
this?
to the to
Yeah. How
the.
do we end the podcast again?
How could you forget?
Oh, it's not that I hate you.
No, that's not how it goes. I don't hate you.
I hate your opinion.